Welcome to English Without Limit. I'm Julia. Today, we are going to talk about something very important: reading and how it helps you learn English. Reading is one of the best ways to improve your vocabulary, understand English better, and feel more confident when you speak. When you read, you see how words are used in real sentences. You learn new expressions, improve your grammar, and even begin to think in English. Many people believe that learning English is only about speaking and listening. But reading is just as important. It helps you recognize words faster, understand sentence structure, and learn how English is really used. In this video, we'll talk about why reading is important and how you can use it to improve your English every day. Let's get started. Benefits of reading to learn. Reading in English is one of the most powerful tools for improving your language skills. It helps you learn new words, understand grammar naturally, and develop better comprehension. Let's look at some key benefits of reading and how it can transform your English learning journey. Expanding your vocabulary. One of the biggest advantages of reading is that it introduces you to new words in a natural way. Instead of memorizing long lists of vocabulary, you see words being used in real sentences. This helps you understand their meaning, usage, and context. For example, imagine you are reading a short story and you see this sentence. The little boy was thrilled to see the fireworks light up the sky. Maybe you don't know the word thrilled, but from the sentence, you can guess that it means something like excited or happy. This is how we naturally learn new words, by seeing them in context. Another benefit is that reading helps you recognize synonyms, words with similar meanings. If you read different texts, you might see words like happy, joyful, excited, delighted, and thrilled used in different ways. This expands your vocabulary without needing to memorize everything. Improving grammar rules can be difficult to learn from textbooks, but reading makes it easier. When you see well-formed sentences in books, articles, and stories, your brain starts to recognize the correct structure of English naturally. For example, if you read a sentence like, "She has been living in London for 5 years," you're seeing the present perfect continuous tense in action. Even if you don't fully understand the rule yet, your brain is absorbing the correct way to form a sentence. The more you read, the more familiar you become with grammar structures, word order, and sentence flow. You also learn prepositions, articles, and verb tenses just by seeing them used correctly in different contexts. Over time, this improves your speaking and writing, without having to study complex grammar rules separately. Enhancing comprehension skills. Reading is not just about recognizing words. It helps you understand ideas, opinions, and emotions in English. When you read, you train your brain to process information in another language. For example, imagine you are reading an article about climate change. You might not understand every word, but by focusing on the main ideas, you can still follow the topic. This skill is important for real-life conversations where you won't always hear perfect, clear English. Even if you don't understand every word in a text, you can still get the meaning by looking at the title and headings, the main words in a sentence. The tone. Is it serious, funny, informative? By practicing reading, you develop the ability to guess meanings and understand full ideas without needing to translate every word. Improving writing and speaking skills. Reading also makes you a better writer and speaker. When you read, You see how sentences are structured, how paragraphs flow, and how ideas are connected. This helps you express yourself better when writing or speaking. For example, if you read a novel with a lot of dialogue, you learn how people naturally have conversations in English. You can see how they ask questions, respond, and express emotions. This helps you when you have to speak in real situations. If you read a lot, your brain will also start to recognize common phrases and natural expressions. For example, instead of saying, "I am very tired," you might read and learn the phrase, "I'm exhausted." This makes your English sound more natural. When it comes to writing, reading helps you see how to organize ideas, use punctuation, and make your writing more interesting. If you read stories, articles, or blog posts, you'll notice how good writers keep their readers engaged. You can then apply the same techniques in your own writing. Learning about culture. Reading is also a window into English-speaking cultures. Many books, articles, and stories give you insight into traditions, customs, and everyday life in countries where English is spoken. For example, reading a short story set in the United States might teach you about Thanksgiving or American high schools. Reading a British novel could introduce you to afternoon tea, London culture, or British humor. Learning a language is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about understanding how people think, act, and communicate. By reading in English, you develop a deeper understanding of different cultures, which helps you connect with native speakers and feel more comfortable using the language. As you can see, reading is a powerful tool that helps you grow in many areas. It expands your vocabulary, improves your grammar, strengthens your comprehension skills, and helps you become a better speaker and writer. Plus, it gives you valuable cultural knowledge that makes learning English more meaningful and enjoyable. Now, let's move on to how you can start reading in English effectively. How reading helps. Practical communication. Reading is not just about understanding words on a page. It directly improves your ability to communicate in English. When you read regularly, you absorb sentence structures, new vocabulary, and natural expressions. All of this helps you speak more fluently and express yourself more clearly. Let's explore how reading can make you a better communicator in English. Reading and effective communication. Have you ever struggled to find the right words when speaking English? This is common for many learners. The good news is, reading helps you build a mental library of words and phrases that you can use in conversation. When you read dialogues in books or articles, you see how native speakers communicate. You learn how they greet each other. "Hey, how's it going?" Instead of, "Hello, how are you?" How they ask for information. "Could you tell me where the station is?" Instead of, "Where is the station?" How they respond naturally. "Sounds great." Instead of, "That is good." By seeing real conversations in writing, you learn how to structure your own sentences naturally. Over time, this makes it easier to communicate in real-life situations. How reading helps you speak more fluently. Fluency is about speaking without long pauses or hesitation. Many learners struggle because they translate from their native language before speaking. Reading in English trains your brain to think in English, which speeds up your speaking process. For example, if you read a lot of English stories, your brain gets used to common sentence patterns. When you speak, instead of thinking, "How do I say this in English?" your mind already knows the phrase, and you can say it quickly and naturally. Imagine you read this sentence in a novel. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the beautiful sunset. Later, in a conversation, you don't have to build a sentence from scratch. You already know the phrase, I couldn't believe my eyes, and you can use it naturally. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the fireworks. This is how reading makes speaking smoother and more automatic. You absorb sentence patterns without memorizing them. The impact of reading aloud on pronunciation and rhythm. One of the best ways to improve pronunciation and rhythm in English is by reading out loud. This technique helps you get used to the sounds of English and develop a more natural speaking flow. When you read aloud, you practice pronouncing words correctly. You hear yourself say new words, which helps you remember them. Speaking with a natural rhythm. English has a unique stress pattern, and reading aloud helps you get used to it. Building confidence. The more you practice, the more comfortable you feel speaking English. For example, if you read this sentence out loud, she was absolutely thrilled to receive the award. You notice how some words are stressed, thrilled, award, while others are spoken quickly, was to. This helps you sound more natural when speaking. A great way to practice is by reading along with an audiobook. Listen to how a native speaker reads a sentence, then repeat it. Try to copy their pronunciation, rhythm, and tone. Reading helps you think in English. When you read often, your brain gets used to English sentence structures and expressions. This means that when you speak, you don't have to translate from your native language. You already have the words in your mind. For example, if you read a lot of books where characters say, "What do you think about?" it becomes a phrase you naturally use in conversations. What do you think about this movie? What do you think about my idea? Instead of stopping to think about grammar rules, you just say it naturally because you've seen it many times in reading. Conclusion of this section. Reading is a powerful tool. It improves your speaking skills, helps you communicate fluently, and even enhances your pronunciation. The more you read, the easier it becomes to express yourself naturally in English. Now, let's talk about the best reading materials for English learners. Tips for choosing the right reading material. Choosing the right reading material is very important when learning English. If a text is too difficult, you might feel frustrated and stop reading. If it's too easy, you won't learn much. The key is to find materials that match your level and interest you. Let's explore how to do this. Choosing texts for your level. When selecting reading materials, always consider your English level. If you're a beginner, it's best to start with graded readers. Books written for learners using simple vocabulary and grammar. Short stories. Everyday language helps you build confidence. Children's books. Clear sentences and basic words make them perfect for beginners. Comics and graphic novels. Pictures help you understand even when words are new. If you're at an intermediate level, instead of reading a complex novel, try an adapted version of a classic story, like Alice in Wonderland or The Little Prince. Choose a book where you understand at least 80% of the words. If there are too many difficult words, try an easier book, choosing topics that interest you. Reading is much easier and more enjoyable when you choose topics you like. Think about your hobbies and interests. Do you love sports? Read articles about your favorite team. Interested in travel? Read about different countries and cultures. Enjoy music. Read song lyrics and their meanings. Curious about science or history? Find simple books on those topics. Example: if you love football, read articles about Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. You'll learn new words while enjoying the topic. Search for blogs or websites about your favorite interests. Many online articles use simple language, perfect for learners. Using different types of reading materials. Reading different types of texts helps you learn English in many ways. Here are some great options. Books improve vocabulary and grammar. Blogs and online articles teach informal and conversational English. Magazines provide real-world language used in daily life. Audiobooks help with pronunciation and listening. Read a book, then listen to the audiobook version. You'll hear how words are pronounced and improve both your reading and listening skills. Switch between materials to keep learning fun and interesting. Conclusion of this section. Choosing the right reading material makes learning easier and more enjoyable. Pick books, articles, or blogs that match your level and interest, and try different formats to improve all aspects of your English. Now, let's move on to how to develop good reading habits. How to incorporate reading into your daily routine. Learning English through reading is not just about choosing the right materials, it's also about making reading a habit. Many learners struggle to find time to read, but the key is consistency. Even small efforts repeated daily lead to big improvements over time. In this section, we'll explore how to make reading part of your life. Setting daily or weekly reading goals. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to set clear and realistic goals. These goals help you stay motivated and track your progress. How to set a goal. Start small. Read 10 minutes a day or one short story a week. Gradually increase. Challenge yourself to read a full chapter or a longer article. Use a reading log. Write the date, the title, and any new words you learned. Examples. Goals for beginners. A1 to A2. Read 1 page per day from a graded reader. Read a short news article every morning. Finish 1 book per month. Learn and review 5 new words after each session. Write your goal in a journal, or set reminders on your phone to keep yourself on track. Creating a strong reading habit. Turning reading into a habit makes learning English natural and automatic. Here's how. Choose a specific time for reading. A habit is easier to build if it's linked to something you already do. Morning. Read a short article while having breakfast. Afternoon. Read during a break at work or school. Evening. Read before going to sleep. If you connect reading with another daily activity, it will soon feel effortless. Use technology to help you read more ebooks and apps. Kindle, LingQ, Newsela offer reading at different levels. Online articles. Read the news using BBC Learning English. Audiobooks. Listen while following the text for better pronunciation. Create a comfortable reading environment. Make reading enjoyable. Find a quiet, well-lit space. Keep a notebook or dictionary nearby. Turn off distractions like phone notifications. Integrating reading with other activities. You can read without adding extra time to your day. Read while waiting. In line at a store. Waiting for an appointment. While food is cooking. Read while commuting. Use public transport time to read. Even 5 minutes helps. Read before sleeping. Reading at night helps you relax. And it's a great way to end the day while improving English. Conclusion of this section. To make progress in English, you must read consistently. Set a small, achievable goal. turn reading into a habit and integrate it into your routine. Even a few minutes of reading every day can make a big difference. Now, let's talk about how to improve comprehension while reading in English. 6. Overcoming challenges. When reading in English, reading improves your vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension. But it's not always easy. Let's explore 3 common challenges and how to solve them. Challenge 1. Unknown words. One of the biggest difficulties is coming across unfamiliar words. This can make reading slow and frustrating. Strategy 1. Guess the meaning from context. Don't stop at every new word. Use clues from the sentence. Example: the bright and dazzling sun made it hard to see. Even if you don't know dazzling, you can guess. It means something bright or intense. How to practice context clues. Look at nearby words. Pay attention to synonyms. Read the whole paragraph. Strategy 2. Use a dictionary wisely. Use it sparingly. Try to guess the meaning first. Highlight difficult words. Look up only important words, especially if repeated. Use English dictionaries like Cambridge or Oxford. This trains your brain to think in English. Challenge 2. Lack of motivation or time sometimes. It's hard to stay motivated or find time. Strategy 1. Find materials that interest you. Reading should feel fun, not like homework. Pick topics you enjoy. Love sports. Read sports news. Enjoy cooking. Try English recipe blogs. Like mysteries, start with short detective stories. Strategy 2. Use short reading sessions. Check just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Check read while waiting. Check set daily goals, even just 1 paragraph. Example schedule: Monday, 2 paragraphs of a short story. Tuesday, 1 news article. Wednesday, song lyrics plus meanings. Challenge 3. Difficulty understanding long texts. Long texts can be overwhelming. Here's what to do. Break the text into sections. Read 1 paragraph at a time. Summarize in your own words. Highlight important parts. Read aloud and take notes. Reading aloud improves rhythm and pronunciation. Take notes to remember key points. How to take notes. Write the main idea of each paragraph. Learn 3 new words per page. Summarize the text afterward. Tip: read the text twice. The second time, you'll understand more. Final thoughts on overcoming challenges. Yes, reading in English has its challenges. But every challenge has a solution. Don't stop for every word. Use context clues. Read about topics you love. Break long texts into small pieces. Take notes and read out loud. With these strategies, reading will become easier, more enjoyable, and much more effective. 7. Conclusion. We've explored how reading can be a powerful tool for learning English. Let's quickly recap the main points. Check reading expands vocabulary through context. It improves grammar by showing real sentence structures. It enhances comprehension.